Okay, welcome back to another YouTube video. Today's going to be a full speed session. We're going to be doing a little bit of warm-up. I'll show you the warm-up. We'll do a little bit of plyometric work. We'll go into some higher intensity plyometric work, and then we'll just go into the sprint work. We're going to aim for between 12 and 16 sprints a day. We're going to do 4 different kind of variations. It's going to be more of a change of direction kind of day to day, and with some linear sprints as well in there too. So really trying to work on that speed. I don't have my microphone today, so I'm going to have to be shouting towards the camera. But yeah, let's just get right into it. Okay, that's the warm up over. It just took me about 5 minutes, just gradually increasing the pace and jog, then do a few dynamic warm-ups like the squats and our single leg RDLs. We're going to move on to our plyometric work. Today we're going to do some deep range plyometrics, just to get explosive in that really deep knee flexion kind of position. We're going to do some deep range forward zigzag squat jumps, and we're going to do some deep range lateral jumps also. And then we're going to go into our high intensity plyo work, where we're going to do a little bit change of direction kind of style one. And then we're going to go into our sprints. Don't really have too much time today, so I'm just going to be nice and quick. So this session will probably take me about 30 to 45 minutes, maybe even a bit less. We don't have that much time. We've got a client soon, so we're just trying to get this done. Still want to get the work-ins. Yeah, so let's just get going. Just going to rest around about 30 seconds in between each set of these, just to give my legs a little bit of rest. But we're not going to take too long with these because we're not being that explosive with them. These are more for extensibility, so we're going to do a little bit more of them, so probably about 10 to 20 reps each one. It is about being explosive, but with this one, we're not exploding up as you would in like a squat jump where you're jumping up and leaving the ground, fully extending your knees. We're not really doing that one with this. We're just trying to keep yourself in that low position, just to get more powerful. Doing these has really helped me in my low deep squat position. That's somewhere I've really struggled with, is to get explosive out of that deep squat, and doing these kind of plyometrics have definitely helped me be more explosive and feel a little bit faster coming out the bottom of a squat. So that's the reason for doing them. With these lateral squat jumps, I am trying to be as explosive as possible, and I am going to do not that many reps of them. We want to get nice and low into that, just like you're changing direction kind of position, get nice and deep into that deep low squat position, and trying to be explosive out of there. These can really help with change of direction kind of stuff, especially if you're like cutting, you're coming in nice and low and trying to push off nice and quickly. That's what we're doing these for. So we're trying to be nice and explosive with these. So we're not going to do too much reps of them. We're going to do a nice, decent kind of rest in between them as well. Okay, now we're going to go into our high intensity plyos. This time it's going to be another focus on change of direction, but we're not going to go as low into them as we did in the last ones. We're going to do nice, try and stay, just get that slight knee bend. We're going to try and be nice and explosive in that position this time, and try and change direction nice and quickly, but also trying to go for distance as well. I'll show you what I mean as we get going now. Also going to use my AirPod holder to show the distance I've jumped each time, just so it drives a little bit intent and I know how far I've jumped each time. It's to make sure I'm actually beating the jump as well. I think it's good to do different plyometrics and different kind of range of motions. So as we said, with the first ones we did really deep knee flexion. We're trying to get explosive out that bottom position. Then with these ones we're kind of more straight-legged, not proper straight-legged, but just in a slight knee bend. Try and be explosive out of that position as well, and nice and quick. I think in sports especially, you're using all different kind of ranges of motion. It's not as if you're just doing one. You need to be explosive in all different ranges of motion. Okay, now we're going to go into our sprint work. First off, we're going to do 4 reps of 10-meter sprints. Just try and go as fast as we can. We've also got our skills timer gates, I think that's how you pronounce it. They're awesome for timing how fast you sprint. They're really cheap as well. I think they're about £200, which maybe doesn't sound cheap, but compared to other devices, that's really cheap. Normally they're upwards of £1,000. So, and these have been great. They seem to time it really well. So, yeah, I've been using them for a long time now, and I quite like them. So yeah, if you're looking for cheap timing gates, I definitely recommend the skills ones. But yeah, we're going to go do some 4 10-meter sprints just to get into it. Normally the first few sprints normally suck for me, so we're just going to do 4 10-meter ones. Then we're going to go into change direction work. Normally my first few sprints really suck, but to be honest they were quite good, so quite happy with that. Okay, now we're going to go into curved linear sprints with a little bit of top end speed at the end. I don't know how I'm going to video this, but I'm going to try and get as much of it in as I can. So we're going to do a nice little curve, and then we're going to come into a flying sprint. We're going to try and go as fast as we can throughout the curve and then into the flying sprint. Probably do like a 10-meter little jog up into it, and then go into a 10-meter sprint in the curve, and then a 10-meter sprint linear flying sprint. So we try and get top end speed for that last 10 meters. So it's good to be able to, especially sport, it's good to be able to do some curve sprints as well, because a lot of times in sport you're not running straight, you're going to be running curved or like in different directions. So working on a bit of that and being able to turn from curved into linear sprinting, which is also important. So yeah, we'll go into that now. Still the best curved ones in the world because I don't really have anything to market, so I'm kind of just making it up. But I definitely felt that curve into that linear sprint. It was quite good space, so I'm quite happy with that. We're going to try the opposite side now. Always try to rest for sprints, especially if you're working on speed. We're trying to rest 1 minute for every 10 meters sprinting. So for this one, I'm probably going to rest between 90 seconds to 120 seconds. Doesn't have to be exact, but just try and aim for that. 1 minute per 10 meters sprinted is ideal for working on speed, resting between each sprint. Okay, they were tough. First couple were quite fast, and then the next 2 weren't the best, but we'll move on. Going to do some change of direction ones now. Going to use our water ball as a pole, just something to get past. I'll go show you what you do now, so we'll just get right into it. This one now, we're going to do 4 more sprints. This time we're going to do one, still change of direction one, but it's going to be running backwards, and you have to turn nice and quickly and sprint that 10 meters. Yeah, so we'll just get right into it. Okay, that's us for the day. That was a good speed session, a little bit of plyos, good little sprints as well. More focus on change of direction work with a little bit linear speed in there too. So that's what a kind of session would look like for me, for a speed session, a little bit more change direction focused. Yeah, so thank you for watching. See you next time.